Memory is deceptive because it is colored by today's events. Albert Einstein. Good evening again. Oh man, the coffee I made like 25 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago is cold. No, that's how cold it is in the basement. I think it's 15 degrees here in Columbus, Nebraska, maybe even lower. That was during the day when the sun was up, so it's probably like 11 or even colder. The basement is very cold. I got a little space heater and blanket, so that might help. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and go to the browser. Browser and Zoom. Here, let's just do desktop. Since I'm already set up that way, I don't know what'll happen. And the pointer's there, so you guys can see. So there's a lot of news with the Doomsday Clock that it's at 2 minutes to midnight. Of course, I think when I read into it, it's been 2 minutes from midnight since 2018. The thing is, I don't remember this Doomsday Clock. This is new to me. I don't know. I mean, this is the source of this picture. And of course, this is from the BBC. The source is the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists. I always thought that there was a clock in the US. This is like during the Cold War. I don't know if it's a movie or it was some old snippet of a news video, but it was kind of like a colored scale or something like that, right? Like rather than it being like 5 minutes to doomsday, 4 minutes to doomsday, it was like from orange to red. You know, there's like a color scale doomsday. Am I the only one that thinks this? Does anybody else here have that recollection? Hi, Kathy. So I just think is this new? Obviously, it's not, because they had this Doomsday Clock since what, 1947? It was 7 minutes to midnight. And I'm like, I never, you know, and a Doomsday Clock, it's something that you would remember, right? Yeah, red alert. Red was like the color you did not want to go to. Yeah, we're 2 minutes. But the thing is, they also have seconds. So, you know, they have like 2.5 minutes here. 2 minutes. So what happens? Will they adjust it like at what, like 2 seconds to midnight, 1 second to midnight? Will it be like 0.1 second to midnight? So when is Doomsday? Because obviously, if you're adjusting the Doomsday Clock, it isn't Doomsday yet. And it's not really like a timer. How good is this timer? Like, okay, 2 minutes. What does 2 minutes represent in this Doomsday Clock if it's been 2 minutes for a year? This is the dumbest thing ever. Anyways, like, I was in the military. I was in the Navy, so there was a color scale. I mean, look, when there's like that term red alert, you know, there's, gosh, I don't know what it is. Someone's got to help me out here, because I don't ever remember this happening. I always thought like during the Cold War, the threat for nuclear Armageddon, there was just like a scale. Maybe I just need to search for it, right? Okay, let's do color scale towards Armageddon. Nuclear, what is it? Nuclear catastrophe? Nuclear war? Let's do image. The thing is, I can't find it anymore. It's nowhere. Rather than this minutes to doomsday clock, it was some counter. You know, it's like threat level assessment or something like that. Alright, let's wiki Doomsday Clock. Maybe it was a comic? Yeah, 1947, initial setting of the Doomsday Clock. Like there's a lot of popular See, it's weird. I've never seen it as a Doomsday Clock. I always seen it as a scale. And I love you. It's my wife, sorry. Yeah, it's 10:38. She's never usually up this late. I don't get it. Oh, something like this. Right? It's like it was very similar, like a color coded, but this it wasn't. It was more like it was very similar to Doomsday, but it was Doomsday Clock graph, 1947, 2018. Okay, let's do that. Is it on the wiki there, Karen? All right, Kathy. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. Is it? You mean this graph? Yeah, okay. That's just a kind of a representation, but still. Like if look, if it's been 7 minutes to midnight since 1947, what is 7 minutes? So it's only been 5 minutes for 72 years. That's a bad number. 72 years, only 5 minutes have passed. So it's fine. 2 minutes. Look, we almost have like 20. We almost have what 21 years until the doomsday occurs. It just doesn't seem to mean anything. Yeah, I never recalled it as a clock. I always thought it was some type of it was a scale. It's like we didn't want to reach level 1. Level 1 means nuclear world war. It's like level 2 means there's been a nuclear strike. Like level 3 is high level threat of a nuclear strike. But of course, doomsday is something different. But I think it's encapsulating everything. Let's see, nuclear world war. Doomsday. No, come on. See, I can't find it anymore. That's the thing. There's got to be other people that remember it the same way, and I'm trying to remember it. I just can't. It's like cuz I like an old friend of mine, Gene. We used to think about it or talk about it a lot. You know, we'd talk about like the revelations and stuff. Like he was very like into all that stuff, and I just like dealing with the conversations of those types of topics. This is way back when we were what, 14, 15, around that age. It could be Google. Yeah, I don't know. Let's try DuckDuckGo.com. Nuclear world war doomsday clock. I don't remember as a clock, so yeah, that doesn't work. It used to be like there's a specific term for it. It wasn't code red, it wasn't red alert, it was like an incremental thing. And Crimson Tide, I think, the movie Crimson Tide, it was very the Crimson Tide. Was it nuclear threat level images? Come on, DEFCON. Yeah, it was a DEFCON. Oh, okay. 5 levels of DEFCON. Oh, there we go. Wait. It was like DEFCON 5, DEFCON 4. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so I'm not going crazy. They just have a different term for it in the US. It's an alert state used by the US Armed Forces. Okay, I'm not crazy. This is what it is. But they have... Okay, so... This is what it was. Alright, I am glad... because I couldn't figure it out for the life of me. And Kathy, you just spurred my memory. All right. They used to have these different levels. It's like DEFCON 5 was just normal. And then, we have a situation. DEFCON 4, it's green. Everything is getting ready. And then DEFCON 3, okay, Air Force is ready to mobilize because... we've got some problems. DEFCON 2, we're going to nuclear war. DEFCON 1, it's imminent, at maximum readiness. So, okay. So because this was memory was specific. I may have to. I don't know if I should take this video down because it doesn't matter anymore. We found out. So DEFCON levels are what I was thinking about. Doomsday Clock is something else, but still, I never heard or noticed a Doomsday Clock ever before. And apparently it's been around since 1947. And I always wondered about the DEFCON levels, where it's ever reached. So DEFCON II, Cuban Missile Crisis, is 1962. Well, this is kind of cool. I guess we want to go there. DEFCON II is where we went. Obviously, there hasn't been DEFCON 1. DEFCON 2 is the Cuban Missile Crisis, and also during the Gulf War in 1991, in the opening phase of Operation Desert Storm, they declared DEFCON 2. It's weird. Why would we be at DEFCON 2 over in the Gulf War? I don't know. But let's look at the Doomsday Clock. It doesn't seem to correlate. All right, let's look here. 1991, DEFCON 2 was 17 minutes. So I don't get it. Okay, so Cuban Missile Crisis, 1962. That better be close. So it doesn't really have it here. So DEFCON has nothing to do with Doomsday Clock, even though it should. Yeah, I know, Kathy, Venezuela. I'm not paying attention to that stuff right now. Right now, I kind of am in a way. I'm currently investigating why the powers that be, the current elite, if you want to call them that. I don't call them that. Just whatever, they are amping up everything. They don't need to. It's a war of attrition, and they could win the war through it, just keeping us in this constant state of attrition. But they seem to be ramping up for some end game. There's no reason to rush, but they are rushing, so I'm just trying to find out why. I haven't gotten to that yet. I haven't quite figured it out. Once I do, I will do a live stream and, of course, a video on it. But that's kind of where I'm at right now. And anyways, with the Doomsday Clock and DEFCON, obviously, if the U.S. thinks that there's a nuclear war imminent because we have the most nuclear warheads aside from Russia, why isn't it on the Doomsday? And why do we have a Doomsday? You know, it's not like we have. What's our current DEFCON rate? Are we having a nuclear war with anybody? No, not yet. And of course, this Doomsday Clock never factored into DEFCON II levels we've had during the Cuban Missile Crisis and the Gulf War. So what the hell do you need the Doomsday Clock for? It's just the dumbest thing. I mean, of course, climate change, whatever. That's just whatever. That's dumb. All right, so that's it. It's not a Mandela effect. What I was thinking of was DEFCON. However, the Doomsday Clock didn't factor in any of the DEFCON crises. So, I just think the Doomsday Clock is silly. It's dumb. It's also another get you into a constant state of fear and panic. Yeah. Constant state of fear and panic for however many years, 72 years since they've had that clock. It's the dumbest clock ever. Okay, that's it for tonight. Thank you everyone for joining me, and we'll see you another night.